spills can quickly become an environmental disaster when they reach shore. We have learned from spills such as the Exxon Valdez that when oil hits the shoreline, it results in catastrophic effects on our ecosystem. Ideally, an oil spill should be contained as soon and as close to the source of the spill as possible. So why don't water vessels carry equipment to prevent the spread of oil spills? The main factor is the lack of space, which prevents the storage of the bulky conventional materials needed. The ROC barrier has changed all that. The immediate response to containment is essential to preventing oil from spreading, thereby protecting our environment. The compact size of the ROC barrier allows it to be stored on board, eliminating the extensive wait for bulky containment booms to arrive at the site and be set up. In the event a ship doesn't carry a supply of the ROC barrier, it can be brought to the scene by helicopter, dropped in containers, and deployed around an entire spill at sea, on a lake, or in a river to rapidly contain the spill until equipment arrives to retrieve the floating oil contained by the ROC barrier. It is the immediate accessibility to creating a barrier around floating oil that really sets the ROC barrier apart from other products. The ROC barrier is the world's fastest response oil containment system. With limited instruction, anyone can simply toss the ROC barrier from the back of a small watercraft. The friction of the water holds it in place, while the watercraft circles the perimeter of the oil spill. The ROC barrier streams from the specialized dispenser, circling the spill and preventing it from becoming a runaway slip. The unique design of the dispenser allows it to be deployed at a speed in excess of 30 miles per hour. Shown here, approximately 500 feet of the ROC barrier was dispensed in less than half a minute. Years of development and testing under a variety of conditions have resulted in a product that is ideally suited to containment of oil spills. The extensive and independent testing of the ROC barrier has verified its unique qualities. During testing of the ROC barrier in a small tank, the oil is seen quickly coating the sorbent material. This is based on absorbent technology. By twisting the ROC barrier into a rope, the oil penetrates even faster as it attempts to separate from the water. Further testing was conducted at OMSET, the only facility in North America where oil can legally be dumped onto water. The ROC barrier was strung across the width of the 60-foot wide tank, and over 260 gallons of oil were dumped into the pool. The ROC barrier clearly contains the oil on either side. The rope acts as a barrier, just as it would in a real oil spill, keeping the contaminants from spreading. The final test shows rings of the ROC barrier filled with North Sea crude and subjected to waves of over 2.5 feet. The circles of the ROC barrier were then cut loose from the bridge, showing how the oil would be contained at sea. The result is that the oil is kept away from the shore and prevented from spreading into the wetlands and harbors for days and even weeks. Once the ROC barrier and the oil are ready to be retrieved, they are brought in using existing methods. Methods such as large ships with heavy equipment and vacuum units, removing the oil by pumping it into holding vessels or oil bags for reclamation. The environmental tragedy of a massive oil spill can now be drastically reduced by those involved with the use of the world's fastest response oil containment system, the ROC barrier. International patents and patents pending independent tests by Lloyd's of London, Ortec, Ontario, OMSET, New Jersey, Millsaps College, Mississippi.